Hey there, viewers. Welcome to our channel. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to not feel pain? Sounds great, right? No more stubbed toes or headaches. But what if I told you there's a condition where people can't feel pain at all? It's called congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, or CIPA for short. Today we're diving deep into this rare genetic disorder. We'll explore what causes it, how it's detected, and what life is like for those who have it. So, let's get started. CIPA is a genetic disorder that affects the body's ability to feel pain and temperature. People with CIPA also can't sweat, which is where the anhidrosis part comes in. Now, you might think this sounds cool, but it's actually really dangerous. Imagine not knowing when you're touching something hot or when you've broken a bone. CIPA is caused by mutations in a gene called NTRK1. This gene helps create a protein that's important for nerve cells. These nerve cells are responsible for sensing pain and controlling sweating. When the gene is mutated, these nerve cells don't work properly. Both parents need to carry the mutated gene for a child to have CIPA. If they do, there's a 25% chance their child will have the condition. CIPA is very rare, but it's more common in places where people marry within their families. Let's talk about how doctors spot CIPA early on. Usually they notice something's up when babies don't cry or react to painful things. Imagine a baby getting a shot and not even flinching. That's a big red flag. Kids with CIPA often get hurt a lot because they can't feel pain. They might have cuts, bruises, or even broken bones without realizing it. Another big sign is that they don't sweat. This means they can easily overheat, which is super dangerous. Some kids with CIPA might be slow to start walking or hit other milestones. This is often because they've hurt themselves without knowing it. To know for sure if someone has CIPA, doctors do a genetic test. They look for mutations in that NTRK1 gene we talked about earlier. Now you might be wondering if there's a way to prevent CIPA. Since it's genetic, the best way is through genetic counseling. If CIPA runs in your family, you can get tested to see if you carry the gene. For couples who know they carry the gene, there are a few options. They can test the baby before it's born to see if it has CIPA. In some places where CIPA is more common, they might test everyone to see who carries the gene. For couples doing IVF, they can test embryos before implanting them. But once a baby is born with CIPA, there's no way to prevent it. The focus then shifts to managing the condition and keeping the person safe. Living with CIPA is tough, both for the person who has it and their family. Dr. Lisa Reynolds, Pediatric Neurology Research says,
"It takes a team of doctors to care for someone with CIPA. You need neurologists, bone doctors, skin doctors, and more working together. One of the biggest challenges is preventing injuries."
So parents have to be super careful and always on alert. They need to create a safe environment to minimize risks. Some strategies families use include making kids wear helmets, elbow pads, and knee pads, checking their bodies regularly for injuries they might not have noticed, teaching everyone who cares for the child about CIPA and what to watch out for. Another big issue is managing body temperature. Remember, people with CIPA can't sweat, so they can easily overheat. Dr. Sarah Wilson, Autonomic Disorders and CIPA Management, who specializes in this kind of stuff, says,
"Families need to watch the temperature closely. Some ways they do this include keeping the child in air-conditioned places when it's hot out.
So, use cool baths or wet towels to help cool them down, limiting outdoor activities when it's warm. It's not just physical challenges, though. Living with CIPA can be really stressful for families. Dr. Emily Carter, Psychosocial Implications of Rare Genetic Disorders, adds,
"Emotional support is super important, so counseling or support groups to help families cope."
Now, you might be wondering if there's a cure for CIPA. Unfortunately, right now there isn't, but scientists are working on it. They're looking into gene therapy, which might be able to fix or replace the faulty gene. It's still in the early stages, but it's promising. Interestingly, studying people with CIPA might help us understand pain better. Scientists are hoping this could lead to new treatments for chronic pain. So there you have it, folks, a deep dive into CIPA. It's a rare condition that reminds us how important pain can be. While we often think of pain as a bad thing, it actually helps keep us safe. For those living with CIPA, life is a constant challenge. but with careful management and support, they can lead safer, healthier lives. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on rare medical conditions. And let us know in the comments, what other rare conditions would you like to learn about? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.